My friend. We're going to be doing a song called Remember Me from a movie called Coco. The chords are going to be a little weird and abstract, but you're going to love it. We're playing a C major. And then we're doing like an F minor, but we're infiltrating that F minor with a D. Now the lower version looks kind of like that, but you can also put your pinky out here and do a big old stretch if you could find those notes. The whole idea is you could pull this same F note to right here and play it up top here. There really isn't one right and or wrong way to play chords when you're looking at this, unless your fingers are all mangled around. Anyway, my name is Wago Howard. If you dig this, please subscribe, learn this little transcription, maybe upload a video of you doing your own. When we play this, we can do all chords with just C major, and then I'll show you a little bit fun we can do over the top of it. Goes back to the C. Now here comes our B flat major. If you've never played a B flat, it's just like our A major, but we're gonna move it forward and then bar the whole thing, or just hit these. Remember to cover all those. And then just like our A majors right here, we're gonna flip these two and put a finger up top for our B, so we get an E dominant. What a great passing chord. It's gonna fall right into an A minor, as the fifth of the key of A major is E, so everyone that goes into an A or an F sharp, it just feels wonderful. Our next chord after this is a G minor. If you do know how to play your F major and you go up above and use that same shape, you can have this as a pure root, or you could move down your root, G, F sharp, F, and play the B flat, F, and the D, plus the G, and you get like a G minor 7. Another great chord. C7, we could bar the whole 3rd fret and play the thickest string at the 4th fret for the E note, or just play it as Old Faithful. You betcha. And then we're going to go to our F major. I also like to play F major like a D, where I bar everything. Here it is, 2nd fret, D sharp, E, E sharp, or F. It sounds just like this, has a higher intonation. These are the chords I'll be using for this. D minor 7, when we play our D minor, our pinky up top on the C gives us the 7, unless you're a rock star and you're playing 2 of these notes with 1 finger, and then you just throw a finger up top. If you're using your secondary finger, that's where it really helps out. G dominant, G7 looks like this, or B diminished. I also like to play G dominant like this. Believe it or not, if you play the B, the G, wrap down to the B and put your pinky on the F, you get a G7 or a B diminished, a little bit more pure in that one. And then that's it. The only other chord we have in the key is going to be an A flat major. And at a certain point, there's a D in the A flat major. Since we just can't take the A major and move it down and get an A flat major with a 6 in there, or not a 6, a 4, what we want to do is have like this A flat major here and then just hold that D when it comes to it. So we have maybe a secondary fingering would feel good. Or maybe play and just put your pinky up top and hold the D. I'll try that too. Here we go. Here goes the B flat. E dominant, A minor, G minor 7, C dominant, F major, D minor 7, G7, C. A minor, G minor, G minor 7, C7, then to F major, D minor 7. We could even flatten that 5th if we want to get, what a gorgeous chord. And also, by the way, D minor 7, when we have a flat 5, is our F minor, or with a C in the bass, F minor 6 with a C in the bass. It's the same chord. It's just a different way of saying it and viewing it, right? D minor, or D minor 7, flatten the 5. When we flatten the 5, we pull our A down, right? So, long story short, these are all great ways to move through the chord structures. Let's show the end here. After we do the D minor 7, and then we move it to the D minor 7, flat 5, our G dominant, and then to our C, we're going to be moving that F major to our G minor 7, C7, to an F. We're going to play an E minor 7, which looks exactly like a G6. It's open, has a lot of open feel. You could also play it like this, play your E minor and then throw up your pinky for the D note, gives you your 7, and then pull it down. So we'd have E minor 7. You could either play bar chord and then throw what looks like your D7, it gives you an E dominant. I just prefer to go down to Old Faithful, E7 down here. So our E minor 7, and then we're going to be putting down a finger for our E dominant 7, and then we're going to be pulling off our hand for an A minor 7, just playing it open. And then lastly, we're going to play a bar chord here with our 3rd fret, and it looks exactly like our F with the 2nd fingering, F, F sharp, G, G sharp. Well, G sharp is A flat. When we play these in Congress and we land on the A flat, our next chord could be the F to the G7, back to the A flat, and then we're going to play a C. What a weird, awesome, wonderful resolution that is, that chord structure. I totally enjoyed that. And then an F minor 6 again, and then we can throw a C in the bass, back to a C. E minor 7, E dominant 7, A minor 7, A flat, G dominant, A flat, C. How pretty is that? And then we're going to be playing the G minor again after that A minor. We've got our F minor, C, F minor 6 with the C, right? Then we're going to play our B flat, our E dominant, to an A minor. We're then going to split the measure with a G minor 7 and a C to an F. 2, 3, 4, D minor 7, D minor 7 with a flat 5 to a G7, and then a C. Back to our F minor 6 with a C in the bass, then to a C. Here's our G minor 7. And remember, here's the one where we're doing our E minor walk down. Here's our F. Build the tension. E minor 7, E dominant, A minor, or A minor 7, A flat major. It's a crucial chord in this. And then after having that A flat major here, it's going to hold on that A flat major. And what I'd like you to do is put that pinky up there on the 5th. That's going to give you a D note over the top of this magical chord. And when we play it, it's supposed to build tension and feel just a little awkward there. We're supposed to be having that tension being derived, and that's going to lead us to being able to play and build that tension, and then play a G dominant 7, the F minor 7. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to be putting that E flat in here. When we do that, it gives us our moving tone, kind of like this. So we're going to be having our notes drop down here. Have our A flat, because we're going to make it a minor. So F, A, C. Keep the F, drop the A down to an A flat. And then what we want to do is we want to include that E flat in there, and then we want to include just that. We don't want that top note. If you want to, you can put a pinky up top here to cover, because the C is naturally in there as the chord is. And then this would lead us to having a D minor 7 flat 5 and or that F minor 6 chord. And then we're going to play the G7, but put a pinky down. It's going to build some more tension using that suspension note, the 4th, and then resolution to the 1. Fun. Let's look at just that ending there. We've got our G minor 7, C7. We're going to be playing our A minor, E minor, E dominant, A minor 7. And then we're going to be moving up to an A flat major. And we're going to hold that for a minute. And then we're going to put the D in there. And, you know, honestly, you could even put that D in the root there. That works quite well as well. And after that, we're going to play our G dominant. We're going to play the F minor shape, but we're going to put both of our fingers out here. Build a little bit more tension. We're going to throw down our F minor 6, put a C in the bass, G7 sus, and then resolve it to the C. What a beautiful little song. I think I'm going to need to watch this movie. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this. It was a little long-winded, but there are a couple tidbits in there that should be fun. If you notice something that I was doing with my fingers, I never really poked around with one finger. I was always using some sort of mechanism to know where my fingers could and should be. There's not really one right way to do this, but there are a multitude of ways. And once you learn how to do all the different ways, some of them just make sense to do over and over in repetition. If you like the way I teach my stuff, subscribe to the channel. Aloha to you.